and I want to welcome you to my channel. And today I'm going to do a flip through of my December 2021 pages, as well as a journal with me on the two last days of the month. So first I'm just going to show you where I'm at so far, and I am using a Hobonichi notebook, and so it has the same Tomoe River paper. It's got a grid paper, and these are just nice little size. They're about right for 1 month, and with a few pages left over. And I really like these when you just need something to kind of fill in. So on the front I have my cover is messy. I wish now I would have just gone ahead and covered the whole thing, but I didn't, and honestly not sure I will at this point. But I did put on one of my little journal blocks from my December patron sheets, and then just some stick-on letters and numbers to let me know at a glance which book this is. Then I have like a title page here. This is another printable from my digital sheets. This word December is by Lovelin's Life. She has some really great printables as well. And then I just hand lettered the 2021. This page just talks a little bit about the month of December. It shows the prompts that I made for December daily. You know, just a little bit of decoration there. I did not really do goals for December because it's just so busy that just keeping up with the everyday things, you know, is enough goals. We have a large family that we're shopping for gifts for, and wrapping gifts, and having gatherings and all of that. So that keeps me plenty busy through the month. This I just stuck in. I had to replace some printer ink on my big printer, and I don't know, just kind of stuck it in there. It's kind of, if I would ever forget by chance what kind of ink I used or whatever, there it is. I really like using packaging. I'm really drawn to packaging, and I really like using packaging in my journals. So I put that in there as a tip in. On the back side it just has a picture of my patron sheets, digital sheets for December. And that always, you know, is what kind of the first of each month is all about, is getting those out. I had a checkup at the dentist, so I had this comic book character that I thought kind of looked like, dressed like a dentist, so I put that in there. I have a couple broken teeth, so that's what that's all about. Some pictures of my grandkids in there. These little angel dates that I used are also from my patron sheets, and as is this day of the week. This is also from a printable. And the next day, on the second Thursday, I had a holiday market that my daughter helped me with, and we had this elaborate screening process to go through, and they printed us out this little stick-on badge to show that we'd been screened and that we were, you know, safe to be there. So I just wrote a little bit about that day. The next day I got my journal club buttons. In 2022 I'm planning on some periodic journal club get-togethers, just where, you know, people that want to do art journaling or writing journaling or whatever kind of journaling they like to do can get together. I was feeling a little bah humbug about all the Christmas stuff, especially we gave up our big tree and decided to get a little tree, and so that kind of made me feel a little Scrooge-ish, but it'll be so nice to just, and easy to set up that little tree, so I think it was a good choice. This is a free printable from Job's Life. Can't remember now what it's called, but on his website, Job's Journal, that's what it is. He has these printables for the month of December available, so those are fun, and I like to use those as well. On the next day, there's some more packaging. Here's a stack of journals. I had a workshop this day kind of on journal goals, getting ready for 2022, doing some prompts for a December daily, things like that. So we had a little gathering there, and it was just a fun day doing that. In the evening, we watched a Christmas movie and ate popcorn and just had kind of a slow evening. These are some little artworks that my grandkids gave me. I really like to have a place to put those, so that was nice. My husband went to, my daughter needed her car towed, so he went to help her with that, and was not really feeling myself that morning and took things kind of slow. Did online church and took a long shower, after which I felt better. I think I was just tired. And then in the afternoon was a family reunion that I went to, and that was really nice, and did some filming in the evening. On Monday, I again have one of my angel dates, and as well as an angel one of my journaling blocks pasted onto a tip-in. I had a new grandbaby born on the 6th, so that was the big event of that day. I also had kind of a rough appointment at the dentist where things did not go as planned, and there was like not good news, and anyway, whole nother story. These were the stickers that I sent out to my sticker club patrons. And on Tuesday the 7th, just still had a toothache, and just kind of a boring day, but did some laundry. Had some grandkids came over and helped set up our tree for us, so that was nice. Had chili for supper, and we kind of celebrated getting the tree set up with some sparkling grape juice and some red velvet cake. But it was early to bed for all of us. On Wednesday, the 8th, I did some filming. I did some computer work, editing, catching up on emails, just all kind of a lot of office work. This is one of my elves, Doodlehead elves, that was also in my December printables, as was this border here. Had takeout from Spangles that night. This postcard, I believe, is from Redbubble, and this is a picture that my daughter sent of my granddaughter, and I just thought that really fits. Good day to be happy, and she just looks very happy there. Talked about kind of starting to exercise again, and had a band concert that evening for one of my grandkids. This little day is by Meatball and Company. Can't remember the Etsy shop that I get. Paper Game Co. is the Etsy shop where I order my meatball washies and stuff, and they have a lot of cute things. So this is some date washi that's relatively new to me. This is just, I finished up a box of oatmeal, and this was just the picture on the front, so I stuck that in. Again, the date from Meatball and Company. Part of one of my doodle heads, I just cut off the top and stuck that in there. We have, my daughter got a new house, and so it wasn't final yet then, so that's why I had that stuck over there, but it's all good now. So talked a little bit about that. Just did some little spot journaling here, not a whole lot. This was a picture of a daughter and her family when they went to get a Christmas tree. And this is, my husband repaired the refrigerator, so we had to unload everything, and it was just a big mess while he was working on that. This is from the TuneMe app, and had some popcorn movie tonight. We're just kind of been doing that a lot lately. It just seems like we're so tired by the weekend evenings that we don't want to do much other than sit around. Of course, when I watch a movie, I'm always working on Procreate or cutting things out or something like that. These ornaments were also from my Patreon sheets. This is from Sticky Club. I'm really upset because I tried to use some glossy sticker paper that I had left over, and I thought, oh, I just need to use it up. But the ink just rubs off of it. I should have sprayed a fixative, but I have all through here, I have that happening. And so I have a lot of things where the ink rubbed off onto the facing page or smeared or just generally messy. And I think that's even, all these smears I have on the cover, I think, are from that. So next time, if I use it, I will spray it with a fixative before I cut them up. But I use this as a little tip in because we're still working on the refrigerator, or my husband was. I had to do some cooking, and it was, anyway, kind of a mess with everything scattered around. I did some filming this day. This is just a camera I cut out of a magazine. I love this, how it's this little, I don't know, prehistoric shark thing. And I glued this couple on here that represents my husband and I. And oh, you know, that just gave me a little laugh. This is by Meatball & Company. This is from, actually, what will be a January Patreon sheet. This is from one of my sticker sheets. And this is just some photos I cut out. Wednesday the 14th, I went to town, which I don't do very often. I mainly just stay in my studio and work, and studio or office and work. That's most of my days. But went to town this day because I had a doctor's appointment. But I used the opportunity to do some Christmas shopping, and I love Trader Joe's, and it's not near. My husband does most of our grocery shopping, but the Trader Joe's near us is not in his area that he shops at on his way home from work. And so every once in a while, maybe once a month or two, I go to Trader Joe's and get, you know, those little things I like to get. So I went to Trader Joe's, I went to a bookstore, I did some Christmas shopping. Wasn't happy with the appointment from the doctor. Was not the news I wanted to hear. Nothing horrible, but just, anyway, so it was kind of a bummer day. Wednesday the 15th, I had, did I go to the dentist? Yes, I went to the dentist again. This is a little chart of all my bad teeth, and the wind was crazy that day, so I put this is supposed to be me blowing in the wind, and the van just toppling end to end because it just felt like it was going to blow me away. It was just really crazy wind that day, so that's what that's about. My husband fixed me some mac and cheese for supper, and so, because I had, you know, some dental work done, so that was nice, and had worked on my YouTube video editing. And on Thursday the 16th, this is one of my Doodlehead elves from Patreon. This is also from my Patreon. Got an order in from Page and Ink. This is just the little thank you thing here. And another one of my little Doodlehead elves I stuck on this little flap. And worked on a art journal page, so that was really fun, kind of easing myself back into getting a lot of art done, which I need to be doing. Filmed my 2022 setup this day, had grandkids over and had pizza, wrapped some gifts, and then watched a movie with the grandkids. This was a beautiful picture of the sunset that my husband took. On Saturday, we had a friend who'd passed away, and so that her memorial service was that day, and we also fed, all the family there, so it was just a big day at church, taking care of all of that and honoring her. So that's pretty much all on that day. On Sunday the 19th was, of course, church, and this was cut out of the church bulletin. Talked about it like it's time now to get kicked in gear and getting ready for Christmas, get serious about it. I had this little director chair because I filmed my 2022 setup that day. I also got Christmas cards ready and sent out to go out in the mail the next day. We wrapped presents, just did all of those kind of Christmas activities. The next day, a daughter came. She's going to plan to spend the week with me, helping me do some cleaning out and getting rid of. We're trying to kind of, we have so much stuff that we just need to be getting rid of, and so she came to help me work on that. Made some carrot muffins. We finished up this package of watermelon jerky. So interesting. You need to try it if you haven't. So this was just part of the packaging. I really liked the colors on the packaging. Again, I have this photo that the ink is all rubbing off of. I'm just disappointed at that. We worked on Jigsaw Puzzle, and this was the finished puzzle. I had some, since I do art shows in other states, I have to deal with the sales tax in other states too, and we had kind of a problem with our Texas sales tax, and so my husband came home early just to help me get that cleared up. And they wanted us to pay like $1,500, and I shouldn't have needed to pay anything. And so, I'd already paid what I owed, so it was just kind of a big mess, and so he helped me clear that up, so that was nice. Okay, the 21st was the winter solstice, and I have this sticker that was, I believe, from Redbubble. Yes, it was from Redbubble. And it is actually like a Mary Blair style. It's a small world style sticker, and I thought that was really cute to use for the winter solstice. And did work on getting rid of. This Christmas code, every year, we started when the kids were little, in order to not have them peeking in their packages or whatever, we started using a Christmas code. So they had to figure out the code before they knew which packages were theirs. And so the code is different every year, and once they were grown, we thought we'd stop the code, but some of them still really like to work on the Christmas code, so we've kept doing it. Now we've got the grandkids are trying to help figure out the code. So they figured out that this is just a scrap of them trying to figure out the code, and they got it figured out this day. So now they know whose packages are whose, and it's 4 days till Christmas, so they got it figured out in time. And this is just some pictures of working on the jigsaw puzzle, and we watched a movie while we worked on the puzzle, had some chili for supper. This day, the 22nd, we had carry out that night. There was such cool packaging on, this was actually on the side of a Wendy's bag, and I really liked that it acknowledged apparently the artist, I'm assuming, but it made a really neat pattern, and you know, it was a big chunk of paper which I saved for, I'll use it in collage in an art piece or something. We also went through the ornaments on this day and kept enough, you know, for our new little tree, and then separated out the rest for the kids to go through when they come for Christmas and see what they want. On the 23rd was Thursday. You know, I got up early before everyone else so I could get some work done, and this was the sunrise. It was very pretty that morning. We worked on sorting and getting rid of in the morning, and then in the afternoon we went, my daughter and I went to visit one of my sons, and we kind of had our Christmas with them, so that was fun, a visit. In the evening we watched A Boy Called Christmas, and so this is also by Meatball Company. So this is our snuggled up watching a movie, and this is, doesn't actually look that much like her dogs, but my daughter has 2 little dogs that she brought with us, so you know, they laid on the couch and slept through the movie. On the 24th, Christmas Eve, most of the day was spent cleaning and cooking and everything, and then we had a couple of our kids and their families come over for supper. We always have a Christmas Eve dinner, like kind of a nice dinner with, you know, ham and everything. Here was the menu. And then gift exchange. And then we have another Christmas round on Christmas Day, because not all the kids could come at the same time because they have their other families to celebrate with. And this was a Redbubble sticker from an illustration from Alice in Wonderland, and it just, our table's full of, I don't know, I guess we only had 15 people, but still, you know, it feels like kind of a full house when they're all here. So that was fun. And then we have Christmas Day, and I knew that I was going to need extra space for Christmas Day, so I tipped in at one of the Christmas cards that we had received in the mail from a friend and used that. Here's those photos rubbing off again. That's really, ugh. But, so just kind of we had Christmas morning, and had 2 of our kids were here, and Christmas morning, so I put about that. We always have smoked salmon we call it our Christmas feast, and it's really just like snack foods, or kind of unusual, or things we don't normally have. But we always have smoked salmon at that. So this was some of the packaging for that. And this little clip, I think, was from Sticky Club, I believe. And in the pocket, I have all these things that didn't, you know, fit on my pages. I made a red velvet cake, and it turned out my oven didn't work, and so it was a total flop. So I wrote a little bit about that on the back, because, you know, those are the funny memories that stick it with us. This was a neat tag my daughter gave us, shirts that she'd done screen printing on, and she made this little tag, Christmas tag, of her and her 2 dogs and cat. So that was really neat, and so I wanted to keep a place to keep that. This is a card that my daughter gave us, that with pictures of all of her family, so I put that in there as well. And then it was like 74 degrees, or maybe it was the day before was 74. It was something really warm, like a spring day. So I put this sun in there, and I put this sticker that shows all these kids playing outside because that's what all the grandkids went outside and played. So that was fun that it was such nice weather they could do that. And so just basically journaled about Christmas Day. The next day we went, my daughter and son-in-law were moving into their new house, and we're doing some work on some things, getting some things fixed before they moved in. And so that's what we went and did on Sunday after Christmas. After church, we went up there and helped them. That's only about 45 minutes away, which is nice. So this is just pictures of them and my other daughter that went to help too. And then we left early because we were so tired. And I love this picture of this chicken because it's like, that is just exactly how I felt. I was just done. I was beat. We had a granddaughter come over though for the evening, and I played boggle with her and just had pretty quiet, lazy evening because we were both pretty tired. On Monday, I finally got up to the studio. I need to do some art. We were also dog sitting for our daughter. Grandkids came over and we played pickleball with them, which was hilarious because none of us had ever played it before. We did get better though. And then that evening we watched Peter Rabbit 2, which was pretty funny. I enjoyed it. I got some new stickers in that I had ordered of my artwork. So those will be showing up sometime. This is a picture of my husband from Toon Me, and I really liked how that turned out. And he's been home the whole week, so I just talked about how it's, you know, kind of nice to have him around. And I finished I worked in the studio. I often listen to audiobooks, and this is the book I just finished this day while I was working. Started feeling a little under the weather, like I was coming down with a cold or something. I didn't really have a fever, but I just drew a thermometer in the mouth there, and these cough drops off the packaging. On the 29th, I still did not feel super great, so I just kind of took it easy and did some of my Procreate jobs, getting some illustrations ready for my patrons. Had some chamomile tea that hit the spot. I used my I got this, I can't remember what they're called, an immersion cooker thing that you stick in a pot, and you put your food in a bag, and it heats it to the exact right temperature and time. And so I fixed some chicken in there. I kind of was slow getting started though, so we didn't actually end up having that for supper. It'll be a supper all ready for another day, but so we ended up having corn dogs instead. I really like these turkey corn dogs from Trader Joe's. And then my husband, it was very cold, but he braved the cold and went out. He's been working on our bus. Has the bus doors, the typical bus doors, but they tend to blow open while you're driving down the highway, which is not good. And so he's actually made a frame made and joining them together so that they work as a regular hinge door but still look like the bus door. So he's been working on that and putting a lock and everything. So he went out and worked on that day. And then that brings us to the 30th. Today's the 31st. So if you want to hang around, I'm going to go ahead and do these 2 pages also. And otherwise, that's the flip through for December. And I'll be doing a video soon of the whole year 2021. So stick around or not, as you wish. But I'm going to go ahead now and work on these 2 pages.